So what it looks like here, this was a huge rock wall on this person's property, and it appears like they are attempting to take it down. Now this bottom layer were enormous boulders. I think they took them all away already. And I'm having a really good wash of some stuff that hasn't been seen in a really long time. So I'm seeing all kinds of electrical parts that have been tossed and stuck in here. Look at the spoon that's sitting right here on top. That's not a new spoon. Look at that. There's a maker's mark. And that looks like a really old maker's mark. This might even be sterling. Now the only downside, of course, there's always a little downside. I did not bring my bug repellent and the biting flies are here. But listen, bring it on. I'm not leaving because of those little buggers. That might be a sterling silver spoon, and it looks old. Well, we're definitely hitting some older stuff in here, because after that sterling silver spoon, which I haven't confirmed yet, look at this nice big D buckle. Brass. This stuff has been hidden under here for a long time. I'm hoping something really, really cool pops out. Yep, and here's some more confirmation right out of this little hole. This stuff is not deep. I believe that's a merc. Yep, nice silver merc. Excellent. It's embarrassing that I even have to show this coin. It's a great merc, but look at the rookie move I did right on their face, where I scratched her with my shovel. It's an infinite sign of a rookie mistake. It's always good to catch anything in the wash sitting on top. You have to search that area with a metal detector if you can start to see some things surfacing up. Not sure what that is, but you can see that right there. It's a tiny fork, and it is rather old. It gives you an idea that there could be things sitting around here just under the surface. Like this little green thing sticking out here. Bread. A lot of these things come up from old boats. The green shows up quickly, but the other stuff can be just underneath. Well, I hit the area that I found that surface fork, and really deep under a big rock I got a faint signal, and although this thing is destroyed, it's an Indian head penny. So we know we have some good hidden older targets. All right, this is how it goes. My twin brother has arrived. And unfortunately, I'm not going to do the whole video, but we are already 11 seconds into him arriving. And he has not even gotten out of his car yet. And he still needs to stack his equipment in the back of my car. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. The treasures are not going to come and find us, pal. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, the suspect is out of the car. And we are now 4.5 minutes into arrival. And the suspect is no closer to this car than he was 5 minutes ago. And the approach. Dun 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 dun. You're moving fast today, huh? Mm-hmm. What?
What did you say?
Nothing.
Driving slow, going fast today?
What?
It's really fun and fast.
Yeah. Okay, which one's which? And then yes, is that a pink mask you have on? Or is that white?
Like I've always said, I'm in touch with my feminine side.
Is it pink though, really? It is pink. Good for you.
Supporting.
Got a little breeze going today. It's definitely blowing. You said it was coming out of the north, which means it would be blowing south, but right now it feels like it is blowing. No, that is exactly what it's doing. Because when we walk onto the beach, look at that. See the big excavator? That's even what you call it? Oh God, here's the wind. Yeah, it's blowing right at us, and we're facing north, so that is a north wind blowing south, which means we will not get a very low tide today. Back to the same spot I was yesterday, and still searching this construction spot where they're taking down the wall. We got a nasty breeze today, and got a little buckle of some sorts. I just pulled the weak signal out from under this stone. But once I got the stone unturned, it came up a very strong signal, which means it's generally something bigger and really nice and round. Now, when I first picked it up, I was like, oh, it's a clad quarter. I think this is a little bigger than a clad quarter. And it's thick. It's copper. I can't make out right now anything on the obverse, the front of it, or the reverse, but it's thick enough to pick something out of it once I get a little maybe olive oil when I get home. But I think that is a large cent. I'm hoping I can make out the shape of a head there when I get it home. But that may be my second large cent I've pulled out of this area. It looks like a great coin. Hard to tell right now, especially when it's starting to dry out. So just after finding that largie, I decided to move a whole section of big stone to get into the flat bottom sandy section, because we're finding some pretty interesting old stuff under the big stones. Like, for instance, I should try to move this one. I may actually try to move that one. But they flip easy. I'm not actually lifting them up. They flip, clear at a spot. Now I'm going to run this little line. Seas are rough today. Wasn't expecting this piece to come out. I think this is an actual keyhole cover. It looks brass. There's the little pivoting peg. But there's definitely a cool design going on there. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it out. But I'm seeing maybe arrows pointing to the right. Something's going on there, and I'm not really sure what it is. There's a picture there somewhere. In an effort to try to identify this piece, I'm embarrassed to say how long it took me to turn it around. Turns out it's one of my favorite designs ever, an eagle design holding the arrows. This is a Civil War eagle printed on designs by the Eagle Lock Company back in the late 1800s and early 1900s. Here's a similar piece I found about a year ago. I just did another back-breaking workout. I moved all those rocks down about 3 feet so I can uncover another strip. And so far, I'm going to say it was worth it. A nice little scrunching. Got some age to it. Just pop this pretty piece out. Look at that. I got a nice section here. I'm gonna pull down and see what comes out of it. A big bottle right there, all broken up. Well, we're gonna see. I only got a few minutes here today because I just came from the beach where I got that large scent. So I'm doing a little bonus round here at the mud bank. Well, I just pulled out this really cool looking bottle that I'm gonna take home, another piece of that pottery. And look at what just popped out. That looks like an intact lid. I'm not sure what it goes to, but I love the fact that it appears like there's nothing wrong with it, besides the fact that it's missing whatever it covered. But that looks like really, really cool lid. Look at that. Handle's intact. No scratches, no chips. That's a great find right there. Cool. It's just amazing. It's always the day I don't bring my bag that I'm going to start bringing some bigger bottles home. Look at this cool thing. This says Carlsbad, Czechoslovakia. How cool is that embossing? And since I have some Slovakian roots, well, I don't really need a reason to bring this thing home, but I'm going to say that's my reason. I'm bringing this bad boy home. Carlsbad, Czechoslovakia. That's a great looking bottle. I don't normally hit the beach too often, but I got a great day. It's beautiful out. The tide is going out. I figured I'd do some standard beach hunting here in New Jersey. I had a strange feeling about today. What's that? So, Jesus ring, look at that. Very cool. I'm thinking it's not sterling silver. I think that's actually stainless steel. But it's a beautiful ring, and I'll check it for more. Just pull it off. I don't see anything inside there right now. The ring up is gold though. Great ring. Little beat up bracelet with a key on it. It's a great save. Tide's coming in, so you can see how quickly the river's starting to flow this way. So I'm doing some side scraping, and look at this pretty thing I just popped up, which I've rinsed off already a little bit. It's got a little chip right there, but the handle's intact. And what a cute design on that. That's a great piece. And I think I just picked up another piece of uranium glass, so I'll get that home and see if it glows under the black light. I got another mystery item for you. I'm not really sure what this is. It might just be something electrical. But it's strange. It's on a little brass pin. I've never seen anything like it. Not sure. I'm going to do a quick shout out to my friends in Arizona, Susie and her husband, for being so super generous and sending me a part of her button collection. We had a great amount of really cool buttons here. If you enjoy hobbies like coin collecting, stamp collecting, bottle collecting, button collecting, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you're going to have an appreciation to fine details. The artwork done on these buttons, I could just stare at all day long. There's history to it. There's craftsmanship to it. Susie sent a great explanation of this state of New Jersey auto inspection, uniforms, buttons, and the whole history of who came up with the design, when it came up, what the motto stands for, and all the intricacies of it. This little button has about 12 different definitive historical meanings to it, and it's all built into the artwork, from the horse's head to the coat of arms to the shields to the two women. It's just super interesting stuff. There was a little secret surprise at the bottom of one of these button bags, and it is a St. Louis Railway token dated 1919. Good for one city fair. And now I double checked with Susie and made sure that this just wasn't an accident and that maybe this was something they wanted back. And she said, no, it's okay, you can keep the token. But that's a really cool railway token. Thanks again, Susie. Well, as I went down to grab this really cool piece of pottery, you can see what was sitting right next to it. Although I love the color of that. Look at this guy. Now I'm going to say that that's very similar to brass looking. The top of a pen, there's a name of the pen manufacturer there, so I get to look it up. That's can't be gold. Well, I'll test it when we get home anyway. I'm always grabbing anything that has color to it, and this little red chip. Now, I had already picked it up and turned it over and saw that there was a number 10 on there, if you can make that out. And this thing looks really familiar to me. It reminds me of some kind of gaming piece, something that slid together and had points on it. Someone's probably screaming out right now what it is, but I don't remember. It's just very familiar to me. Well, let me get it in the camera. I am pretty much always shocked by when I find a marble, because I second guess what I'm seeing first. That was actually buried a little bit more in the ground, and I said, you gotta pick it up anyway. And then when you feel the smoothness and the texture and the fact that it's a perfect circle, you know right away that's a marble. Great looking marble. I mean, look at the stones. They're all somewhat shaped like marbles, but it's that one, like that little piece of red glass, it's that one that looks a little bit different. It's too perfect. And sure enough, most of the time, it's a marble. They are elusive little creatures. So you can see the line of scraping I just did. That was an old McHugh's milk bottle. Top's broken up a little too much for me to take, but I just pulled out a coin, and it's copper, but it's gone. Nope, it's there. Oh, listen to this guy. He's so angry I'm right next to him. Snap it. Snap at me. This is a tough little bugger. Snap at me. All right, I'll leave you alone. Back to the coin. I don't know if I'm going to be able to ID this, but it is a good size coin, almost quarter shape. It's almost a little irregular. Maybe when it dries up I can get something out of it. All right, I gotta get going because my parents are at my house waiting for lunch. But I did just pull up an awesome bottle. Look at this, it might be perfume, but what a great kind of sunburst shape on that front side. There's nothing in the back, it's slick. Side has some texture to it. But look at that. That's gonna look nice cleaned up. And sometimes it's just something as cool as this.